behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today as we settle down with the one and only Miss Sarah Fraser.
Hi, David Yontef. Oh my God. Best intro in all of podcasting, my love. How are you?
God. Good. I saw you guys. I responded to your negative review over the weekend. We both get our negative reviews. Like, do you find them as funny as me?
I find them hysterical. I'm actually a little bit addicted to the 1-star reviews. And so over the weekend, I did an Instagram reel reading my 1-star reviews and I found them fucking hilarious. And people were just like, her mouth is trash. And of course, like I had cursed 2 seconds like before that. And then it was just like, she doesn't do any research, steals stories from other people. It's like, and I think what they're referring to is how like we put out our podcasts at different times, but sometimes simultaneously. Anyway, I find them hysterical. And I loved that you chimed in.
The fact that we both record one podcast and put it out on 2 feeds is not like scandal. It's called brilliant. I don't know why other podcasters don't do this. It's like people have grew up with the Sarah Fraser show and listen, and people grew up with the David Yontef show. If there's crossover, I mean, we're talking about the same shit, right?
Talking about the same shit. Oh my God, you're so right. And like I've always said on the show, you make me a better business person.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the famous sayings of it's not show friends, it's show business, baby.
Well, yours was just like pointing out someone who like posted the same thing twice. Mine, I got 2 because how dare you and I talk about bullying and what these people did to Sutton. And in the same episode, I talk about melon ball. And that is rude.
Oh, well,
people don't realize I don't give a crap about Teddy. It's a joke, people. It's become my thing.
And David, like
Nor do I give a fuck about a 1-star review, FYI.
I know. And what I think is really brilliant about you and what I love is like, you don't take any of it personally. Like if Teddy called you up. And if Teddy called you up and wanted to be on your show or whatever, I mean, you would probably have Melon Ball on your show and you would like say to her face everything that we say on the show. You would do it in a very polite, respectful way. But hello, I mean, there's a line of bullying, but also these people put themselves on television and want to be famous. You all know this, right? Like they want all the discussion. Like we're doing everybody a favor here. I mean,
and by the way, if Melon Ball came on my show, then I would love her. Probably never say anything bad about her again for the rest of my life. That's how it works. No, I'm telling you, one-on-one, I like fall in love with everybody. And then I'm like, I love you now. So
me too.
Yeah.
I agree. Couldn't agree with you more. So there.
What was I going to say? So where are we with everything? Where do you want to begin? We have a lot of things to get to. We're looking at the notes. I saw your notes. Where would you like to start, honestly?
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do feel I'm justified a little in my defense of Erika Jayne because EJ had a very huge week, very, very big week. EJ may have lucked out. Like, I feel like the tides have turned for Erika Jayne so much. Big article in the LA Times, you know, and I guess you talk about the minute you meet somebody one-on-one, how different it is. But oh my God, did I not fall and have the wool pulled over my eyes thinking how wonderful Tom Girardi was? I mean, what a crook, what an absolute shyster and crook this man was. I mean, this article in the LA Times goes into great details. First of all, he was having an affair with a judge from 2012 until
Trisha
Bigelow here in Los Angeles. Bigelow was engaged to a fire captain at the time who said he thought it was suspect that she bought basically a 1-bedroom, almost $1 million apartment right on the beach, practically in Santa Monica. Like shortly after she closes, she gets a $300,000 wire fraud from Tom Girardi's law firm. So for makeovers and all this, and this was going to kind of be a weekend getaway. And, you know, Tom had bought her a diamond rings and all this stuff. I mean, and the extent of Tom's deceit in these articles, I mean, settling lawsuits of $31 million and then writing the people that had won, you know, his clients. Well, there's, you know, this law statute and I mean, going to great detail to make up why they couldn't receive the money, right? So it was a Ponzi scheme. He'd pay him $10,000 and then they wouldn't hear anything for a year. And he'd say, well, it's tied up in legal fees. And of course, to most of us, like you're an attorney, you know, but to most of us, we would trust our attorney. We'd say,
Wow.
okay,
Well, I don't know why.
yeah.
I honestly don't know why. I mean, really, like,
And
look,
why would you trust your attorney?
I would trust you when I hired you. I would trust you when you said, you know, the bill is due, you know, this is your bill for the month. These are the hours. I mean, of course, if I feel you worked 9 hours and I was billed for 90, but everything, I wouldn't micromanage it. The minute the lawsuit was over and there was a judgment, I mean, you know, you would have 60 days, 90 maybe, but then I would go out and get it. The minute it was something else, I would hire a lawyer. Yeah, like, where's my fucking money? I get it. I get it. Like, this is how the man did it, right? You know, the almighty God is saying, wait, and this is how we have victims from this all, it's crazy.
Oh my God, so many. But Erika ends up lucking out this. So, and first of all, okay, to conclude that story, right, goes into much more detail about their affair that they were having. This judge has returned all the gifts that Girardi has given her. And I can't even recall, I'm sure the apartment was either sold after or has been returned or something like that. But on top of that, basically one of the numerous lawsuits that Erika is facing, a judge this week essentially said, Erika Jayne, there is absolutely no proof that Erika Jayne had any knowledge of this Ponzi scheme or what Tom Girardi was doing with Girardi Keese's mismanagement of funds. That's pretty big that that's been ruled. So now she's asking, including Nicolas Cage's ex, who was an actress who was involved in a car crash, one of Nicolas Cage's ex-girlfriends. She had hired Tom Girardi years ago to settle a very serious car crash. She got a $900,000 settlement. Same deal. Tom used all this legal jargon and said, well, here's $5,000. Then over the course of the next 12 or 13 months, she received like 178,000 of the 900. And maybe she was supposed to pay him 200,000, let's say, out of that, right? So she was still supposed to receive $700,000. That's all she ever received. She's going after Erika. And now Erika is saying, look, there's no proof that I had anything to do with any of the mismanagement that happened at Girardi Keese. Dismiss Nicolas Cage's ex-girlfriend's lawsuit now. I mean, this could be a big game changer for EJ.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
Well, listen, I don't despise Erika as much as everybody listening. I don't love her as much as Sarah Fraser. Now, first of all, slow your roll on a couple of things here.
Okay.
The LA Times, first of all, they love a scandal. Let's not forget they're the same ones